Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. The Young and the Restless next week spoilers see Chance Chancellor, Connor Floyd, slapping handcuffs on Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei, and his mother, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, rages and tries to stop it. The week of October 28, November 1 promises major plot developments on Y&R. On Young and Restless, Amy Lewis returns, a character from the distant past. She will be played by Valerie Pettiford. Amy shows up on Nate Hastings' St. Dominic doorstep, and she thanks him for seeing her again. So she says it's been a long time since she's been in Genoa City. She has a past connection to Nate's father, Nathan Sr. Thus, fans wonder what her purpose is on The Young and the Restless. Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, is in a difficult situation. Last week, she was thrown out of the Abbott mansion and fired from Gibot. She sits down at Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victor Newman's Eric Braeden table. On Friday, she revealed her plan to make Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, pay. She wants to humiliate their son, Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller. Diane thinks seeing Kyle fail publicly will hurt Jack deeply, and she wants both father and son to feel the pain she did. Victor listened to Diane's revenge plan, and Nikki's isn't happy about it. So it leads to issues between the power couple. That takes us into Young and the Restless spoilers for next week. Nikki goes to see Jack. She's worried his sobriety will fail because of the split. Jack assures Nikki he might have lost his wife and son, but he's sober. She's unsure it'll stick and reminds him how easily sobriety can be lost on Y&R. Next week on Young and the Restless, spoilers confirm Daniel Romalotti's arrest. As Chance reads Daniel his Miranda rights, Phyllis freaks out, and she screams at Chance for railroading her son. Christine Blair Williams, Laura Lee Bell, arrives to break the awful moment, and she announces that she is there to represent Daniel. Phyllis has a rough history with Christine, but she is glad Cricket is there. The Young and Restless fans know the real culprit is Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, who then framed Daniel. Hopefully Christine can save him, but it looks like an arrest is inevitable. And unfortunately, Phyllis may be in danger for spreading her theory of Sharon's guilt. Also, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, secretly rebuilt the iconic ranch house. You may recall Sharon burned it down in 2012. The reconstructed set will appear on the November 8th episode of The Young and the Restless, and it will be the venue for a beautiful ceremony. Abby Newman, Melissa Ordway, and Devon Hamilton's Brayton James' wedding happens there, and that happens on the soap's 13,000th episode on November 13th. The week begins with a shocking scene at the Grand Phoenix, where Chance Chancellor storms in with an air of authority that immediately silences the bustling crowd. All eyes are on him as he moves purposefully toward Daniel Romalotti, who's completely blindsided by what's about to happen. Daniel's day starts innocently enough. He's meeting with Leslie Winters to discuss a new project for Omega Sphere, a venture that has reignited his creative spark and given him hope for the future. But just as he's explaining his vision, Chance enters, flanked by two uniformed officers. The atmosphere grows tense as Chance announces that Daniel is under arrest for his alleged involvement in crimes related to the fake death plot orchestrated by none other than Phyllis Summers herself. Daniel is stunned. He protests vehemently, insisting he had no idea about his mother's schemes, but Chance isn't having it. Daniel Romalotti, you're under arrest for conspiracy and obstruction of justice, he declares. The words hit like a thunderclap, leaving everyone in the room reeling. Lily tries to intervene, her voice shaking as she pleads with Chance to reconsider. You can't do this. Daniel didn't do anything wrong, she exclaims, but Chance remains firm. This isn't personal, Lily, it's the law. The arrest is a spectacle, with onlookers gasping and whispering as Daniel is cuffed and led out of the hotel. His face is a mixture of anger, disbelief, and heartbreak. He locks eyes with Lily one last time before being taken away, leaving her visibly shaken. Meanwhile, Phyllis is at society, celebrating what she thought was a successful bid to reclaim her life after her staged death debacle. She's sipping champagne and chatting with Summer Newman when she receives the news of Daniel's arrest. Her world comes crashing down in an instant. Phyllis rushes to the police station, her signature fiery temperament on full display. She barrels through the precinct doors, demanding to speak with Chance. "You have no right to do this to my son," she shrieks, her voice echoing through the room. Chance, who's been expecting this reaction, calmly tells her to stand down. "Phyllis, you're in no position to make demands. Your actions have consequences, and now your son is caught in the crossfire." But Phyllis won't be silenced. She lunges toward Chance, her frustration boiling over. Officers quickly intervene, pulling her back as she screams, "You're ruining his life because of me. Take me instead. Arrest me." Her desperate cries are gut-wrenching, and for a moment, even Chance looks conflicted. But his resolve doesn't waver. Summer Newman finds herself caught between her loyalty to her mother and her love for her brother. She's furious with Phyllis for putting Daniel in this position and doesn't hold back when she confronts her. "This is your fault, Mom. You couldn't just stay out of trouble, could you?" Summer accuses, her eyes filled with tears. "Now Daniel is paying the price for your selfish decisions." Phyllis tries to explain herself, but Summer isn't having it. The tension between them reaches a breaking point as Summer storms out, leaving Phyllis alone to grapple with the weight of her actions. In his jail cell, Daniel is a picture of despair. He's plagued by thoughts of how his life has unraveled so quickly. His mind flashes back to moments with his children, his work on Omega Sphere, and the relationships he's worked so hard to rebuild. Now, all of it feels like it's slipping through his fingers. Lily visits him, her heart breaking at the sight of him behind bars. "We'll fight this, Daniel. I'll do whatever it takes to prove your innocence," she promises, gripping his hand through the bars. "I don't know if I'll ever get out of this," Daniel admits, his voice heavy with defeat. "Even if I'm cleared, the damage is done. My name is tainted, Lily. I don't know if I can come back from this." While Chance appears steadfast in his duties, he's privately wrestling with his decision. Arresting Daniel was necessary from a legal standpoint, but it's clear he takes no pleasure in it. He confides in Sharon Rosilles, who's become a trusted confidant. "I hate seeing families torn apart like this," Chance admits over coffee at Crimson Lights. "But the law is the law. If we start bending the rules, where does it end?" Sharon offers him some perspective. "You're doing your job, Chance, but don't lose sight of the human side of this. Sometimes justice isn't as black and white as we'd like it to be." As the week progresses, the fallout from Daniel's arrest ripples through Genoa City. Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins offer their support to Summer, while Victor Newman quietly begins pulling strings behind the scenes to ensure his grandchildren aren't permanently scared by this ordeal. Phyllis, determined to make things right, begins plotting a way to exonerate Daniel. She considers confessing to everything, but Michael Baldwin advises her against it. "You confess now, and you'll only make things worse for everyone," he warns. Meanwhile, tensions between the Newmans and the Abbotts flare up as old wounds are reopened. Victoria Newman takes the opportunity to question Lily's judgment, suggesting that her involvement with Daniel has compromised her professionalism. Lily, however, stands her ground, refusing to let anyone dictate her personal life. The week ends with a surprising twist. Kevin Fisher uncovers evidence that could potentially clear Daniel's name. It's a small but significant lead, and it reignites hope for those rallying around him. Phyllis, for all her flaws, proves once again that she'll stop at nothing to protect her children. But as she sets her plan into motion, She's forced to confront the harsh truth that her actions have consequences far beyond what she ever imagined. Will Daniel be vindicated? Can Phyllis find redemption? And how will Juneau City move forward from this latest scandal? Next week's episodes of The Young and the Restless promise to be unforgettable, filled with twists and turns that will leave fans on the edge of their seats.